Hello, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We are back with another next gen Ranger video. So far we've installed our lift kit and our wheels and tires. Then we went on to installing our EGR flares to give it that nice clean look. And lastly, to top it off, we did our sailplane delete. If you haven't seen those videos, go check them out. Appreciate all the support. But it is now finally time to make it my own and install my tub rack and start getting stuck into all our camping accessories. All of this hasn't come without setbacks. There will be more into that in the next video, but not all things have been smooth sailing, and that is why you have not seen a video for a very long time. And before we get deep into the video, I just wanted to clear up a few things. I get a lot of messages about when the next video is and why haven't I finished this and why haven't I am only one person, and as much as I love editing and doing that, it is a hobby. At the end of the day, I only have so much money. So I work a full-time job, I have a young family, and I have a lot of hobbies that I enjoy doing. And I will say, if you do want to support the channel, then head over to dmdb.online. That is my merch line, and basically it stands for Do More, Do Better, and it's about pushing and making the most of all the hours in the day instead of just doing the bare minimum. It's a bit of a lifestyle trait for me. All the funds from those sales go directly to funding the YouTube projects such as this and go towards getting us touring Australia sooner rather than later. I appreciate all the support on the channel, and it keeps me motivated to keep making content for you guys. So enough talking, let's get stuck into this tub rack.
Boy, on a real hesitation creeping in, but you look so good and I know what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Is it the liquor in my system? My desire's not so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel.
Got the braces there, they'll go between here, which will allow us to mount stuff off the side if we need to, like recovery tracks, etc., all that kind of stuff. And it'll also allow us to hide any wiring we need to go in between them if we do in the future. But yeah, that's a much better fitting. Now I'm going to head in and we're going to tack it all together. So I've got the sheet metal up here on the workbench. Not much of a workbench, I know, but bear with me. The plan now is to pull all these joins together, tack them. Hopefully we can get them to close to 90. I actually don't have a square right now, but I'm trusting that I've designed it right in CAD, and then if I pull these edges together, get them within a mil, we'll be very close to 90 degrees. Tack it all together, and then I'll tack the mounting plate on the bottom like that. Same thing, tack, 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 and then we'll retest on the card to make sure it's actually going to bolt up. We're happy there, then we will go ahead and fully weld it. These won't be staying raw. I'm going to get them powder coated. So we'll be welding them up, test fitting them, and then getting them powder coated. The reason I did stainless was to add a little bit of strength, meaning we can get away with 3mm material to allow the fact that if it does get chips and stuff, it's not rusting. It will be stainless underneath. So even if the powder coat does chip or get scratched, we're not exposing mild steel to the weather. So tacked together and on the ute. Now, don't know if any of you guys noticed in the model, but in the model I have these brackets, these little bits where it bolts down. I have one going this way, I have the other going this way, which has stuffed me up because it's put my hole dimensions, the hole centers that I've designed from here to here out, and I didn't pick up on it obviously until after it's cut. So the rack wants to sit about there, right? So up on the plastic to the left here, and the holes line up, and way away from the plastic here, and the holes line up. So therefore you get a really stupid looking rack. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to recut those plates because I want it to sit about there. So it's just touching this plastic here and just touching the plastic there, so it's the same each side, and it will be even and not look silly. So I am going to cut these. These are only tacked in, so I'll just take them out, and I could also re-drill these, but being stainless, it's not fun to drill. All right, I have the tub rack back from powder coat. Now, unfortunately, Christmas time, New Year's gets quite busy, so I've been delaying finishing this video. I'm just being caught up with so much stuff. So we went with the sable black finish. I feel like it's black that can go with anything. It's also hard wearing and quite durable, especially when it's in the sun all the time. It's a textured black, and honestly it looks really good and will match right in with our plastic trims. Now this one needs the new clip put in, but otherwise these are going great, and yeah, it's going to tie in with them very, very well. So, as you can see, we have some channel bolts up here, and we've slid them in from the front of the tub, slide them down. I'm going to do 2 per side per a rack section. Hopefully I have it perfectly centered. Obviously we did have the issue where the first design I did wasn't perfect, and I had to go through and revisit it and get it right. So that's looking pretty good. Then we're going to add another one of these here, and then we'll have some bracing between them, which will stop the front and back rocking, and also give us something to mount other stuff in the future, snowboards, etc. We can make mounts that are attached to that then hold our boards and stuff on the side. Just going to slide the rest of our channel bolts in. So again, they just slide to the front like that. Slide them down to where you want them. About there. There. I don't know if I assume Ford sell them for these, so you could probably go to your local Ford dealer and get some. I've just got some universal ones that suit roof racks. You can get the bigger ones, you can cut them down. I believe Steady sell a kit that will fit this. And you can use either the channel nuts or the channel bolts. Oh, the channel bolts, I just feel like they're easy to put in because you can just slide it straight in. You don't have to get a bolt to actually get it in there, and yeah, makes it a little bit easier for installation purposes. Now, I don't actually have a rooftop tent at this stage. I was going to do the Outback Tourer, one of the Outback Tourer ones that we discussed in an earlier video, but I've gone away from that, and I've been looking at a new CSS touring rooftop tent that's very similar. They've just teased it at the moment. I'm hoping to get details on that early in the new year to see when they're going to be available to the public, and hopefully I can get one of them. At the moment I don't actually have the money to buy something. I'd love to be going away these Christmas holidays, but sometimes you just have to sacrifice the luxuries, and it's going to be one of those holidays. But we have several trips planned for 2026 already. We'll be heading over to Esperance, and we'll also be doing a high country trip, both pretty early on in the year. So hopefully I can get the rooftop sorted with the 12 volt sorted before then. Basically, I'm not going to go away without them, so I really do need to get them sorted. So as you can see, they're pretty wide, so they are pretty stable left to right, and I could probably get away with not putting the braces on here, but I do have the laser cut braces. We might as well install them now. It's all 3mm stainless, so it's pretty heavy duty. As you can see, there's 2 different ways to mount this. I've got them spaced apart, that far apart, or I've got the further holes. I could also add extra holes if need be. At this stage, I'm probably going to go the outside holes because why not? But again, very adjustable. I can add more holes to that if I need. But for now, I'm going to slide this along and get it to line up yeah, somewhere there. Now, as you can see, I actually designed it so it hides the nuts in there, makes it a bit harder to get to, and just makes it look a bit cleaner from the outside. This is a lot different to the other off-the-shelf items. Again, I just did this to suit my own use. So I've got it so that I can sit my tyres on there. A lot of the other ones are a lot higher or they're a lot lower, and I won't be able to fit my wheels and tyres if I need to in the back of the tub. For those drifter days and stuff like that, it just gives me that little bit extra room. But I think this looks quite neat, and if you take a step back, it doesn't look out of place for something that is obviously designed by myself. I'm quite happy with how it came out. Often they can look funny when you do dodgy little, I wouldn't say dodgy, but when you go and do one yourself. It looks better than a king's rack. It's still low. I've got ample amount of space, even if it is a massively tall rooftop tent. I've got all this space to work with and still keeping it below the roof line, which is my main goal. And yeah, it honestly looks quite sleek and not out of place at all. The black suits the plastic trims perfectly. And yeah, super happy with it. I really, really want to get a rooftop tent on here and get away with the family. Now, I've been using this thing, and coming up I have a 12-month review video. But as you can see, I'm not afraid to use it. Might not show up very well on the camera, but you look down the side, there is massive amounts of scratches. I've been taking the family out. We've been getting out and about in the bush, around the local areas, exploring some different tracks, and a lot of it is overgrown this time of year, and a lot more than normally. But again, I didn't buy this ute just to go get the groceries, and I want to use it as a ute. Things like this are always fixable. I'm sure it will come out with a cut and polish. If it doesn't, I'll happily get it repainted. The Ford paint is very thin. It is what it is, and sometimes these things happen, but it's all part of it. And this is my little brace, so that lines up those holes, and we've got some M8 bolts in there, some M8 bolts and nuts in there, and that basically just gives us another mounting platform. Hopefully that doesn't look too funny, but I will grab some bolts and sit them up there and see what it looks like. Now, I've just set some spare T-bolts in here to give you an idea of what it will look like, but that's essentially what it will look like, one on each side. Not only will that give it support, but it will just allow us to mount stuff off here, and being 3mm stainless should be strong enough for the kind of weights I'll be putting on the side. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would either, so it's good to know if I need to. Yeah, it should be fine. I also have got a third one of these, so if I want to go a bit extreme and have extra weight, I can put a third one in the middle and distribute the weight more. I think it'll be fine, because I'll have the J racing and roller shutter supports for these. Now, because this is a product I've done myself, it's not just something like I'm going to bolt it on and just set and forget. I'll be checking this regularly. I'll check the nuts and bolts probably after 50 kilometers of driving, tighten them all up again, make sure nothing's come loose as it settles in, and then when I'm putting weight on it, when I'm traveling, when I'm forward driving, I'll be keeping an eye on the welds, the roller shutter, tracks, all that kind of thing, because you just never know, and if you just don't ever maintain it or keep an eye on it, could have a failure. And honestly, I think that will be the end of this video here. There's not much more to tell apart from I'm going to put a shutter support on and a J brace on the tub. They will be off the shelf items. Look them up. There's plenty of install videos, easy to get. You can get them from your dealer. You can get them from many different places. I'll install them before I go on putting rooftop tent on, but it's not a priority at the moment because I'm not putting extra weight on it. But it's a necessity to make sure that your tub doesn't crack and the shutter can support the extra weight of a rooftop tent, because they are designed to only support like 40 kilos from factory. Appreciate the patience with the delay in the videos. I've definitely got more Ranger content coming, and I've got more content as a whole on the channel coming, but the next video for the Ranger will be up in a matter of a week or so, and it will be the 12-month review. I've done almost 45,000 K in this car now. It hasn't all been perfect, but it has been pretty darn good, and I'm still happy with my choice making the switch from a 79 series Land Cruiser to a next gen Ford Ranger. So stay tuned, hope you're enjoying the videos, and I'll see you in the next one.